It is already May. It has been a minute since I've done a favorite video. I love doing these. One of my favorite things and kind of part of the reason why I started my website was just to share stuff I've been loving. So I used to do these pretty regularly, monthly beauty favorites videos, but I've gotten a little off track as I continue having more children. So I'm looking back at like the last few months of beauty products I've picked up, and I've certainly picked up some duds, but this video is going to focus on my favorites. I've got body, hair, good mix of drugstore and high-end makeup, and then a little skincare. So let's go ahead and start. The first product I want to tell you about is a shower gel. This is by Raw Sugar. Unfiltered Raw Sugar might be like the full official name. It's the Rose Water and Cucumber Body Wash. I also got a hydrating mist that I really don't like. But man, this smells so good. There were a few different scents that I was trying to choose from, but I ended up on this one, and it is really, really nice. One of the hair care products I've been loving is the Bumble Glow Blow Dry Accelerator. Have I talked to y'all about this already? This is a really lightweight spray that will cut dry time for you, and then also protect from heat. So it reduces blow dry time, protects against heat damage for a healthy glow. I do notice my hair is a little shinier when I use it. I notice a more dramatic increase in shine when I flat iron my hair or if I use like a serum. But in general, even if you have wavy hair, or you just blow dry your hair a little bit and you're not planning on finishing with the heat tool, this cuts blow dry time significantly. You will notice it. I'm always like, how can it? It's pretty amazing. So I really, really love this product, and I love that it's a light spray. Doesn't feel too wet or too heavy or anything like that, which would feel like you're like contradicting what it's supposed to do. So if you need a blow dry heat protector and a blow dry time reducer, this is what you would like. 2 skincare products, the Henriksen Banana Bright Vitamin C Serum. You know by now I have loved the Henriksen Truth Serum, and this is their new like kind of sister product, I would say. This is a creamier finish. Truth Serum is a gel. This has a little bit more moisture feeling to it. It has some more ingredients than the Truth Serum, but it still smells like oranges, which is really nice. So between the two, the original Truth Serum that I still love and use, and then this newer one, which has vitamin C, PHAs, and hyaluronic acid, the Truth Serum, the first one, feels tighter. It brightens my skin. It's a gel-like finish that just easily glides on. This leaves my skin feeling a little bit more hydrated than the Truth Serum. Also a noticeable glow, but I don't feel like my skin's as tight in a good way after using this. So just some feedback between the two products. But yeah, this has more in it, and it has hyaluronic acid, so it makes sense that it feels a little bit more moisturizing. But in general, vitamin C is good for your skin, so either one would be a winner. I obviously had to try this just because I love trying products, and I'm very, very happy with it. The other skincare product I want to mention, this is Glowy Makeup Serum by Laneige. It is a hydrating and long-lasting makeup wear. I've been using this as a primer and sort of the last step of my skincare. For one, the bottle is so cute, and then it just has this little like pipette, and the product is clear, but it has these like pink dots that you can kind of see. It's really pretty. So I just squeeze this on my skin and rub it in before I put my foundation on. It's the last step of my skincare and my makeup primer lately. It makes my skin so glowy, not greasy, doesn't feel oily, anything like that, but it makes my skin look like it is drenched in moisture, which is what I want. I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to like get all of the product out of here, because this is a solid container. There's no squeezing it at all. And the little like pipette can only go so far. Like I can't do it on an angle, if that makes sense. So I love the bottle. I love the way it looks on my counter. I like the way the product works on my skin. I don't want any of it to go to waste. If you're looking for a glowy makeup primer though, this is wonderful. It's been a favorite for sure. And then this doesn't really fall under the skincare category, but speaking of making primers, I want to tell you about the setting spray, which is like the last step of your makeup. This is by Hourglass. I love Hourglass. It is luxury, like very nice makeup. Their eyebrow pencil is something I used for years. Their setting powders are gorgeous. So this is the Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray. So I used this on my skin before makeup today, and then this as the final step after I put all my powders on. And this is such a nice setting spray. It's a really light spray. Can you see that? It's just like this cloud. Some setting sprays feel like, okay, I've just sprayed pure water on my face and now it's going to disrupt all my makeup. This just feels like it kind of locks it in place. So before this, I was using Urban Decay's All Nighter setting spray, especially on humid days when I wanted my makeup to last forever. That setting spray is great for like resisting all of the things that could undo your makeup during the day. I don't know how this would work on a super humid day because I haven't had one of those yet, but I'd be curious to see the difference between Urban Decay's All Nighter, which is a great setting spray, and then this one. But in general, I love the way this finishes my skin. It says it's a soft focus setting spray. I can't tell, it doesn't look like, it doesn't change the way my makeup looks, if that makes sense. It just sets it nicely and it kind of makes everything look even. I use contour, highlight, blush. Sometimes I'll use bronzer. And so that's putting a lot of different powders on my skin. So using a setting spray kind of makes everything look like it's all together, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does, but that's the best way I can explain it. So while I'm talking about all those different powders I use, I have to tell you about the makeup brushes I got. These are just two. I need to wash them. I've used them this morning. I got this whole brush roll from Sephora. They were doing the Sephora Spring Savings event a little bit earlier on, and I got this brush roll with a bunch of different brushes. I'll link to it below this video, and I love them. It is almost a fully complete set. The only thing I wish was in that set was a really big fluffy brush, so I did buy this separate. This does not come in the set I'm talking about. These two do, and I like that the texture on the brush like gives you a good grip. This brush, though, is the Pro Bronzer 80. It's a big fluffy brush. I use it for bronzer, as you can see. I don't like to use, one, a ton of bronzer, and two, I don't want my skin to look splotchy. So the bigger and fluffier the brush, the softer and more subtle the effect will be on the skin. If I were to use like this for bronzer, it would be very concentrated wherever I put the brush. This allows me just to like softly bronze the parts of my skin that I want bronzed. So I've been very happy with this big fluffy brush. So again, this is separate. I'll link them both separately. But if you buy that brush set, know that you're going to want a big fluffy one. And this is the Pro Bronzer 80, and it's a great one. I've been doing my own nails since we've all been home. All the nail salons are closed in my area. And I know I've talked about Essie's Gel Couture a lot. I just want to highlight it again as a favorite because it's pretty much all I've worn since I've been doing my own nails. I otherwise, when nail salons used to be open, I would get a dip powder manicure pretty regularly. And to be honest, I'm just not interested in teaching myself how to do that. I taught myself how to do gel manicures, but honestly, Essie Gel Couture lasts so long, I love using it. So this is Fairy Taylor. I'm not wearing it today. I'm giving my nails a little bit of a break. But if you need a nail polish that lasts forever, you get the color and then the top coat, which is upstairs on my desk because I always do my nails at my desk. And those two together work great. If you use OPI's Bond-Aid first, then 2 coats of color, then the Essie Gel Couture top coat, you'll be good to go for several days. All right, let's talk about makeup. Let's talk about lip products first. I have 2 here. These are both drugstore. These have been great finds. This is the Pixi by Petra Lip Glow in Ruby. It's a really pretty, like true watermelon shade on the lips. I know it looks dark here, and all of my Bite lipsticks with this color on the end actually look this color on your lips. But since this is a sheer, it looks like a really soft watermelon color. I have this color, and then I also have Fleur, which is a brighter pink. So these you can find, Pixi is sold at Target, so you can find it there. Something else that's sold at Target and drugstores and all kinds of places is the NYX brand. This is the NYX Butter Gloss in Vanilla Cream Pie. This lasts a little longer on the lips than this does, but I love the pink finish this gives, and it's a gloss. So if you prefer lip glosses instead of just like a lip color like this, a sheer or a more pigmented lipstick finish, this gloss is great. It's not going to give you a ton of long-term color payoff, but it'll give you a nice wash of color, shine, all of the things that lip gloss give you. And I like that it's a small container because it's easy to throw in my purse, and it's just a really pretty pink. Let me continue on with the drugstore theme. These are 2 finds. I can't believe how much I like this concealer. This specific shade in my hand is too light for me. So next time I place a drive up order at Target, I'm going to get the darker shade. What I have in my hand here is light peach. This is the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. I'm sort of getting to the end of my favorite Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away, and I'm like, hey, let's see what the drugstore concealers are doing these days. I love Magic Away, would still highly recommend, but if you're looking for a drugstore one, this is fantastic. Light peach, like I said, a little bit too light for me. I'll show you on the back of my hand. I do not have it on today. You would know. It's not a good look. I don't like it when concealer looks like a ton lighter than the rest of your face. But it's a really nice coverage. I didn't technically put it to the 16-hour test, but it's a nice coverage. I didn't notice any creasing the day I wore it. Again, I only wore it one day and then I could not wear it again because it was way too light. So I need to get the darker color. But in terms of the coverage and how it looked on my skin, I was really, really pleased. So during that Sephora Spring Savings event I told you about, I stocked up on some longtime faves. The Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer in shade 3 is my go-to for covering dark spots, blemishes, like really difficult things to concealer. This is my favorite. Really difficult things to conceal. This is my favorite. I don't use this under the eyes. It's a matte finish, and I like a more radiant finish under my eye. But if you have stuff to cover, like maybe even a tattoo you want to cover, this Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer is great at covering any problem you have. This will make it go away. Another thing I bought during that savings event is this. I think I've used this before. And to be honest, I'm a little on the fence about it. I did use it today. It's the Lancome Cils. I don't know. I think that's a French word. Booster XL. It's a mascara primer. It's white, you can see. And you put it on your lashes, and some people let it dry. Some people get right into their mascara afterwards. But it's supposed to add length and thickness and volume and maybe hold the curl a little bit better on your lashes before you go in with a darker mascara, whether that's dark brown, whatever color mascara you use. I noticed that it added length nicely, and I couldn't really tell a difference in the curl, but I pretty regularly have a lash lift on my lashes, so I don't look for curl. I look for length, thickness, and just evenness, and making sure my mascara doesn't look clumpy or anything like that. So I would say I did notice length. I think it added like a decent amount of bulk to my lashes. I usually use 2 different mascaras. I would start with Roller Lash and then finish with a more thickening mascara. But I've played around with this a little bit just to see, because people love this product. And again, I think it's been a lot of years since I tried it the first time. I would say I could probably live without it, but I do notice an improvement in my mascara. So if you've never tried it and you wondered, I think it's a good thing to try. And I wouldn't say it's more important than your mascara, but it certainly will give your mascara the extra boost to look maybe a little bit better than it would without this. Okay, we're getting down to the last 2 products. This is the NARS Laguna Bronzer. This had like a really pretty gold wash on it when I first got it. It transferred onto the skin, but once I got through it, it's gone now, which I'm kind of okay with. Gold in terms of like a highlight doesn't look great on my skin. I look better with more like pearlized finish, but this smells so good. It smells like summer vacation. But this is just a great, easy to wear bronzer in the summertime. It's a touch warm without being too dark. It's certainly not too orange. You can see that. And I like that it's in a big container, because you saw I use a really big fluffy brush. So like my issue, I'm talking about it, with the Hoola bronzer. I love the color of this bronzer. This little box does not make it easy to get the product out. The product is in here. Let me try and not drop all my bronzers. So I use it, you can see, but it's a tiny little box versus the NARS Laguna Bronzer, which has a bigger just area that you can get the brush in. So if you're looking for a bronzer to last you a long time, this is a pretty decent size product. The NARS Laguna is great. And then the final product I want to mention, holy moly, it's a foundation. This is the Bobbi Brown. I think I've thrown the lid away. This is the Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum foundation. You're supposed to shake it well. This makes my skin look so glowy and healthy and provides such a nice, realistic coverage. Like all of the imperfections and flaws I try and cover with foundation are gone. It's not a full coverage. I think you could build it up to that. But it's just a great foundation. You put it on and it just like settles where it needs to go and makes your skin look flawless. It is not a cheap product, and I will tell you, Bobbi Brown did send this to me. I had used the Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation, and I didn't love the result of this on my skin. So they kindly reached out because I shared that online, and they were like, hey, this might not be a good match for your skin type. We would love for you to try the skin foundation or skin serum foundation. And I was like, sure, I'll try it. I love Bobbi Brown products. I love the skincare. The Bobbi Brown face base is a fave of mine. So I was excited to try this, and it's wonderful. Highly recommend. It is a splurge, but it's a beautiful, beautiful foundation. Okay, it was fun to kind of round up these products I've been loving for the past few months, honestly, and some long time. Like I've used the NARS Laguna bronzer for a long, long time. I change up bronzers pretty regularly, but I hope you maybe got inspired to try something new from this video. If you want to see past Beauty Favorites videos, you can find those on my YouTube channel. And like I said, I will link to all of these products right below the video. Also, this is an easy way to shop any of the products I talked about as well. You can just click on this box right here on the screen.